Hi, CJ Miller in Shreveport, Louisiana. Oh my God, just enjoying the night. I didn't get out and do much today because it rained for a few hours. Yeah, like pretty heavy, like only for a few hours, but yeah, I didn't go out. So thankfully, I took the smaller cushions from my thing here, and I have it in the room, so I didn't want to bring those out. Uh, and Yeah, but it's fine. Um, So, Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. Please come see us on your vacation. I always want to do that in invite. And if you come through and uh, you've heard me talk about it on my YouTube channel, then let me know. I'd love to sit down and have some coffee with you and stuff. So, yeah, enjoying the moon. I'm going to sit down because I actually have my dinner. It is about 1:30 a.m. So, since I couldn't do much today, I decided to basically do some housework, catch up on some housework. And then that's why I'm not like front facing. For one thing, I'm going to be talking about food, but so much the food. And then if I had any editing skills, I could go back and forth, but between front facing and rear facing camera angles. So that's not really the case. Um, but also I look a little tragic because I've been catching up on housework. So. Um, but I have a couple of pork chops here. I've done five of these pork chops, stovetop, in a pot, a square pot, uh, and this is some of the sauce from the pan that I brought out in case the pork chops happen to be a little dry. I don't think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be great. Slow braise them, probably for a lot longer than they needed to, but I wanted to render as much fat out of them as possible because pork is kind of a fatty meat anyway. But I wanted to render as much out as possible, and then what I did was I put some in this cup just in case the meat got a little too dry. But I don't think so. I don't think so. I did this on a medium high for. I, I put the spices and herbs in. There's a lot of minced in the pan. There's a lot of minced aromatics, a lot of onion, garlic, and things like that. So and then I used a dry packet that had like a bourbon pork recipe. Uh, so I used that, and then I added whatever kind of a additions that I wanted using a Italian grinder that I have that I've shown before in other videos with and then yeah, so anyway, yeah, just kind of play around with it. And then I had some balsamic reduction that I put a little of that in the pan, and then put a little water. The bourbon pork was a dry rub, so that's fine, but I actually put it in the pan and actually diluted it with water. It would still get the flavors and everything. So you see it's well coated on these pork chops. It's basically the same as if you took this and you put it in a pan and put it in an oven and twisted a bag, and you know those roasting bags for pork. It's kind of the same effect, but I did it on the stove, and it's good. So then I've got some coffee. Forgive my coffee stain on the edge of my cup. I've been sipping on it. And yeah, and I'm a nocturnal person. This is my first. I don't want to say it's my first meal of the day. I had some fish, and I kind of basically just kind of grazed on the fish fillet, you know. And then so I wanted something different. I didn't eat a lot of it. I mean, I was like, I would eat like a piece of one piece of a fillet here, a piece of it there, or whatever, And that's, I'm going to eat two pork chops, and then like throughout the rest of the day or whatever until it's whatever. Then I'll have maybe a pork chop or so at a time. But the whole idea is to, watch my carbs. They're per actual dry whatever. I mean, there's maybe the equivalent of 2 carbs on this plate here, and no creamer in the coffee. I'm doing as much reducing as I can for the carbs, but then I also want to, when I cook, I want to render as much fats away from the food, and I want to get them as lean as I can. While still, and herbs are a good way to add flavor when you're taking more fatty flavors away from food. So, this is going to be very, very flavorful, though. I've already kind of tasted it. It's very good. I can tell you that it's got a sweet spice to it because there is red pepper flakes. I put red pepper flakes in. So you can get in here and see that there's some coating on it. So let me cut and then I'll taste it because it is a food video. But I will say, having some music on and moving around the apartment and doing laundry and things like that, and staying in motion, not even like excessive motion, but just staying in motion, and if you want to dance or groove and everything, that's a really great way to burn some calories and don't even realize that you're doing it. And so we're working on portion control here. We're working on, this is a good amount of food. It's amazing what you can have when you make a choice. Now, if I wanted to have a salad, I could take 1 pork chop and then a pile of salad. It's amazing the amount of food that you can get making choices. It's kind of like budgeting your money, in which direction do you spend the money that's going to make what you buy go further and bring what's more desirable into your experience, that kind of thing. So, and of course, I'm not having squares of cheese and everything. I love cheese. I'm still going to eat cheese. I'm just really going to work on reducing and a little discipline. But since this is very, very flavorful, I don't necessarily need the cheese. And the coffee makes a wonderful palate cleanser, and it's unsweetened. This is a mocha variety of coffee, like mocha. There's coffee, but kind of a mocha flavor. I don't know. I like it. And because I have something, because it has flavor, it's not just straight up coffee, but it does kind of like notes of other flavors and everything. I don't really feel like I need the creamer or the sugar. So anyway, yeah, enough talking. Let's get into it. So I want to show how moist this is, and I haven't used the dip. That's just there in case I need it. Actually, quite well strained. You could use this as a base for soups or sauces, gravies, that kind of thing. It would be great. I won't save it, but you could. Let me taste it. Very, very tender, still very juicy, and comes right off the bone. It's a good thing I chew my food instead of let me just put this up here. Sorry. Sip of the coffee. Something else that I do to help with my day and everything is I use I use a powdered soluble fiber, and I do that once a day. And then, of course, but that's because I'm not eating a lot of dietary salads and things because I'm prone to put too much salad dressing on salads. So yeah, and I don't like lettuce on a sandwich, and I'm not eating sandwiches because the breads these days, for the most part. So, that helps. And then occasionally, if I want, I can have like, a couple of fingerfuls full of like mixed nuts, unsalted, unsweetened kind of thing. Tree nuts and everything. Those are good. Okay, so let me try some more. Oh, really? I can just show you how this kind of pulls away. Literally, I didn't even need the knife. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dip this little forkful just a little bit for the additional flavor. I want to see how much. I want to see if it changes, makes it too oily, because this is unskimmed. If you set this in the refrigerator and it firmed up, then you could skim off the fat, and you'd have almost an aspecty gel that would really go well with making some sort of mince meat kind of aspic kind of thing. Although aspic was a product, but yeah, a natural gelatines that come out of that. But hold on, want to it's very good, but I really don't think it adds that much. I think there's so much flavor on the meat that I really didn't need. I really didn't need that little cup of sauce or whatever, the au jus. So that's fine. That's cool. It's good to know. It doesn't really bring anything in this case. If this were a case where maybe I cooked it too long and it was a little bit too dry or something, then you could use the au jus to make it. But it's a good dip if you were having a sandwich and you wanted to dip, like a pork dip sandwich or something. That's cool. We do that typically French dip with onion, provolone or Swiss or some sort of soft white cheese, and then on a bread, and then dip it with maybe some onions and stuff, and you dip it, and it's kind of like basically a French dip sandwich, basically the equivalent of a French onion soup and sandwich being dipping the sandwich into that kind of thing. That's a combination of a French onion, of a French dip sandwich. Those flavors come together and they kind of, give you the flavor of a French onion soup with beef. But you could do that with the pork as well. So let me just try to demonstrate how this kind of pulls away. I've got a little bone there. Okay, so really you don't even need a knife. It just pulls away. It's very tender, very delicious. And one more bite. Okay. People, that's so good. I wish I wish you health. I wish you delicious food. I wish you much enjoyment. And I'm wishing you love and light. God bless. Good night.